From the time we are toddlers up until we die, the films we watch and the media presented to us by family, friends, and our educators have a substantial impact on our subconscious minds. Subtle yet strong messages are put into films consistently, and while some go unnoticed, it is our job to first understand what message they are trying to tell us, and next to determine if this message is relevant and just. In class, we have watched many films that include hidden themes, and as the year has moved along, they are becoming easier to pick up and analyze. In countless movies shown to us as kids and that we watch today, a common theme has emerged that puts one group above all and depicts the rest as less than and needing assistance. This is referred to as white saviorism.
The idea of a white man or woman coming to an area or situation with primarily minority based people is what this narrative is based upon. However, to look from an outside perspective, we cannot discuss the white savior without questioning its origins, especially in an industry that is predominantly controlled, over 90%, by white men. This dominant narrative already sees himself as being better dominant over other races, and the racist theme will continue to be included in movies and media. Even included in our news every day, as seen through clips from class and in our eyes, people of color are depicted as being villains far more often than white counterparts, only displaying images of violence and negative connotations, and only included when the people of color have done something wrong. This is the same narrative of a white controlled industry using their power to hurt other races and attempt to have their audiences view them as the bad guys and as people who would need help.
Freedom Writers and Dangerous Minds show us a common theme, and both include messages about white saviorism. The basic plot of both stories is a group of troubled high school teens who do not necessarily care about their schoolwork and will be lost in the classroom. The savior, who inspires them throughout the story, is their white female teacher. This group of kids are majorly made up of underprivileged minority students, many of which school being their last priority in their current environment. Their futures would have been at stake had their savior had not come into their school. And whether through chance or by fate, they are fortunate to have someone look out for them and actually care about them.
In Freedom Writers, Erin Gruwell has a class of diverse students who are at war with each other because of their race. Erin has her class write in journals about the hardships that they had to face in their recent lives. They begin to care more about their schoolwork and eventually graduate, even though it was doubtful they ever would. Without their teacher coming in to save the day, who knows where all of these students would have ended up. And this film, although maybe even unintentionally, fits perfectly into the white savior narrative, as a group of kids were ultimately saved from their circumstances by a white woman.
In the film Dangerous Minds, Luann Johnson is a former Marine and is in a similar situation to Freedom Writers. Her class is made up of minorities who are far below the knowledge level of a high school suburban student. She then works with her students throughout the movie to change their lives and quote-unquote save them. Other teachers at the school frowned upon her teaching methods. However, she still found the best way for her students to learn. This action made Luann more of a savior because of the fact that she went against the mainstream to save her students. The basic message is that the students would not have been successful if this white female teacher had not come into their lives.
White saviorism, as explained in the article Oscar Loves a White Savior, states, African American characters do almost nothing but passively wait for white men to liberate them. The result, she writes, is a film that ignores actual events of the 19th century. It helps perpetuate the notion that African Americans have offered little of substance to their own liberation. The films we have watched in class, in addition to renowned movies such as The Blind Side and even Avatar, are famous, yet include subtle messages of a stereotype far too frequent in films, a white person being needed to help people of color. The white, entitled people in charge of writing and creating movies are the ones who benefit from maintaining this dominant narrative. The people of color are hurt as they are falsely portrayed as unable to help themselves, as lesser than their saviors, and as overall less intelligent and capable race. We need to change this narrative in our society, and as the film industry continues to develop and change, as must the stereotypes formed in the past that continue to push down entire races and social classes.
Through the knowledge gained in class and in our understanding of the dominant narrative attempting to control their dominance, we will do our job of preventing generations and believing all that they see on TV, and view all people with respect and equality.